A blessed day, my dear colleagues. I am tasked to give a basic tutorial on how to make or create video lesson using PowerPoint po. So magagamit po natin ito for our COT. So today, my dear colleagues, my tutorial will focus on the basic procedure on how to create our video lesson po. So we have only two targets po for this tutorial. So I hope after the tutorial, we will be able to make first a video lesson A. I call it A because pwede siya technique, pwede po siya kind of video lesson. And this kind or technique is using record slideshow. And this type of video lesson na magawa natin has pictures, text, and narration itself. Yung audio na i-record natin using the record slideshow. The second target is video lesson type B. Another technique using video clips. Paano gamitin ang video clips, Ma'am Gems? And before that, this video lesson, of course, the same with type A, with pictures, text, and narration. The difference of the two is the narration. Paano ginawa ang narration? Sa A, i-record lang sa record slideshow. So, audio lang ang naririnig. And for the type B, or this technique B, ang narration is the video. What is this video? Video ng sarili mo na nag-explain ng iyong klase or ng iyong lesson. Other than that, videoing yourself, you can also use video clips as narration. So this is the two targets po na kung pwede after the tutorial, we will be able to apply the two. It's up to you kung saan ka komportable. If it is A, audio lang, or B, you want mag-level up ka using video clips or videoing yourself. Okay? So what are the materials for video lesson A, yung sa audio? So these are the materials. Dalawa lang po ang kailangan. You can use your PC, your personal computer, or your laptop. Halos tayo lahat may laptop na po tayo. And the last one is the headphones with good quality microphones. Since you are using the technique of narration through your audio, you're speaking out. So, yung boses mo ang naririnig sa narration ng iyong lesson. So, this is the way on how we will know kung ano yung version natin. So, now, please follow my cursor. Click the file. And on the left side of your screen, going down, may nakalagay account. Click it po. When you click that, makikita po ninyo dito. Please follow po my cursor. So you can see the Microsoft Office Professional Plus 2016 ang version po ng aking Microsoft Office. So, the same with my PowerPoint 2016 version po siya. If you have 2016 version like me, so walang problema po. You can follow my tutorial. If you are higher 2016, like for example 2017 to 2019 or 20, parang most likely the same lang po tayo ng version. Alright? And what if ma'am, yung mga social natin na mga kasama, shout out kay Delilah, naka 365 na. Ang 365 naman po na Microsoft is quite different from 2016 to 20 up. Malaking difference sila as in yung screen when you do the record slideshow, different. Yung may mga bagong features na way back different from 2016. Ang ganda po. But anyway, if we are ready, so let's start now creating our video lesson A. And for this one, it is really easy, guys, to make this kind or type of video lesson using record, slideshow, narration, audio only. And we have only 4 steps in creating the video lesson 1. The step 1 is, of course, we have to open our prepared PowerPoint presentation. When we say prepared, that is already final PowerPoint presentation intended for our lesson. So we will open it. This one, for the purpose of this tutorial, I decided to make use of my own video lesson for the first quarter. This one, it's not designed as the for COT. Hindi po siya naka-follow ng indicators ng COT. This is just my supplementary video lesson for my grade 8 students last first quarter nila. As you can see, we have 7 slides and we have opened. This is the first step. We have to open it. When we say final, na proofread na po natin, na isa-isa na po natin sila, nabasa na po natin kung tama yung mga pictures, mga texts, words na ating nilagay, and even the correct sequencing and the effects that you added. Remember, sabi ni Ma'am Mara na yung mga effects na ilagay natin, transitions, animations, not too much, yung OA na kaayo, no, na it would give an annoying effects na to our viewers, to our students particularly. We will make use of the animations and transition just to emphasize something like word, picture, or idea. So, i-timing po natin. So, andito na po tayo sa first step na open na po natin. We have our title slides and we have our ending slides. Bakit po ba, my dear colleagues, na i-finalize natin ang ating presentation? Para when we are on the second step, step 2, pag mag-record na po tayo, and if magkamali po tayo, so mare-record po yung mga mali and errors po natin sa ating presentation. And na-match na po natin siya sa ating script. Remember, Sir Mark said na mas okay na may script tayo para organize tayo, wala tayong ma-miss out, wala tayong makalimutan, at hindi tayo mawala sa ating topics. If you are comfortable na walang script, okay, do it so. But ako, personally, na may script talaga ako na sinusunod para dire-diretso po yung aking pag-record. Alright, so if we are done with that, na-finalize na po natin lahat ng ating video lesson presentation. So that's ready for step 2. And our step 2 is to look for the icon record slideshow and click it po. Saan po natin makikita ang slideshow? Just go and look for the upper portion. Can you see it po? Andito po. And ito po siya. Click it. And mag-pop up po itong screen na ito. As you can see, we have a lot of icons here. We are now in our step 3, my dear colleagues. So, the step 3 is click the record button, then start recording from the beginning to the end slide. So this is the icon that we need to click, my dear colleagues, if we are now in our slideshow screen. So you have to make sure na i-click mo itong arrow dito and may ma-pop down. The first one is record from current slide and the second one is record from beginning. So ito yung beginning kailangan natin i-click. Okay, we will record from the beginning. So we will click this one. And mag-pop up ng ganito. So, record slideshow. So, this is default na po naka-check. Do not touch that one. Hayaan nyo na po naka-check yung dalawa. And then, may button po dito nakalagay na naka-highlight start recording. And this one is the one that you are going to click. When, before clicking this one, make it sure na nasa kamay nyo na ang inyong script, my dear colleagues. But if you think that you don't need to practice, okay, go ahead and record right away. But if you wanted to practice, may icon po tayo dito katabi ni record slideshow na rehearse timing. So, nasa inyo na po kung if you wanted to rehearse the timing of your recording. Per slide po siya. But for this tutorial, diretso na po tayo ha. So, kayo na po mag-explore nito pag record timing natin. Alright, so when we click this one, may mapapansin po tayo ditong, so gi-pause ko po muna. May recording timer po tayong mapapansin on the upper left side of our screen. When I click the record, start recording, right? So I hope you are following. When I click the start recording, eto po yung lumabas. Where I just pause it to explain to you first this one, yung nasa left side po. Ano po yan siya, Ma'am Jem? May I emphasize, my dear colleagues, that these two timers here on the upper left side. The left side or the first timer here, ito po, this timer here shows the duration of the recording of the current slide. Alright? The next one or the second one, this one, the right side, is the timer that shows the accumulated recorded time sa lahat-lahat. And this timer is only visible to us. Pag ma-record na po ito, hindi po yan siya nakikita. So let's try doing the recording for the purpose of this tutorial. Start na po tayo. And before that po pala, so you have to wait na mag 1 second na po siya before po kayo mag-talk in every slide. Alright? And before you go to next, you press your mouse or you press enter or you press spacebar in your laptop keyboard, dapat po make it sure na tapos na po yung sinasabi ninyo. For example, and this is the example of this picture. So, the last word is picture. Dapat nasabi mo muna ang picture bago mo ibaba. Kung hindi mo pa nasabi ang pic ka pa lang and then ang sure, next ka na po, maputol po yung word ninyo na picture. Okay? So, let's try. Hello, my dear grade 8 students. Welcome to our first quarter, and this is Ma'am Gems Morales, your Muppet teacher for this school year. And our lesson for this quarter, we have Southeast Asian music, and we have 2 lessons for this. Lesson 1 is about vocal and instrumental music of Cambodia, Indonesia, Myanmar, and Malaysia. And for Lesson 2, vocal and instrumental music of Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and Singapore. We are now in our week 1, day 4, and our lesson is all about the vocal and instrumental music of Malaysia. The music of Malaysia is blah, 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 blah. Okay, magsalita po tayo. Whatever po na ating gustong sabihin, basa lang po tayo sa ating script and then make it sure na na-timing po natin. Tapos na po yung sinasabi natin before tayo mag-next. Thank you so much for listening, my dear grade 8 students. And thank you for answering and passing your assessment, your quiz through the Google form, and thank you so much for passing your answer sheets in your specific classrooms. Here is an example of Sing-Wang ensemble. For you to find out more about this, please click the link below. So that's all for this lesson, my dear grade 8 students. Thank you so much for listening and for paying attention. Goodbye, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! And ayan po, we are done. Paano po natin malaman if yung i-record natin is already there in every slide? First slide, when we see it, andito po sa ating bottom part, the right, may mga parang speaker. So meaning of that, yan yung i-record natin. Check, meron si slide 2, slide 3, meron 4, meron 5, meron 6, meron 7, meron lahat. So that's perfect. Now, before we proceed to our step 4 or the last step, we have to make it sure and double check if our recorded narration in every slide are correct. So how about Ma'am Gemma, dito sa slide 4, may mali. May gusto ko siyang palitan, gusto ko siya ulitin, i-record. So madali lang po yan siya. So, the same bang gagawin natin, Ma'am Gem? I-erase lang ba yung current slide? Yes, i-erase lang po siya. Pero dapat, before doing that, you have to hide the slide na hindi nyo dapat i-erase. For example, ang palitan nyo lang is si 4. So, dapat i-hide si 5, 6, 7. So, i-hide natin sila ha. You have to click 5, press your shift sa keyboard natin, and press your arrow down. That's the 3, hide. So, naka-hide na si 5 to 7. Hindi na yan sila magagalaw. And we have also to hide 1. So, press your shift key sa keyboard and arrow down. And then, hanggang kay slide 3. And then, click hide slide. Okay, hindi na yan sila ma-re-record. So, ito lang si 4 ang pwede ninyo palitan. So, let's try. So, record slide, clear narration on the current slide. Alright, and then record from the current slide. Okay, start recording. We are now in week 4, day 4. Ito na yung ipalitan natin and we added something and we corrected something in this slide. Okay, ayan na po siya. And we will try kung ayun na po ang na-record. Alright. So, paano po ito ibalik, Ma'am Jen? The same lang. Shift, i-click, down arrow, click hide slide, and then na-activate na. The same this one. Hide slide, activate na. Bakit kailangan pa yan i-hide slide, Ma'am Jem? For example, especially if nasa gitna yung i-correct mo. If you will not hide all the slide na hindi mo dapat i-correct, when you record it again, pupunta yan sa baba. Eto madadamay, ma-erase yan sila lahat. So, dapat you have to hide. You have to use this picture or icon, the hide slide. Alright? So, again, before ka mag-proceed kay step 4 or last step, you have to listen to all the slide of your recording. Ito. And pwede ka din mag-slideshow. Pwede ka mag-listen in every slide through clicking this icon here. Maglalabas siya and then pwede mo i-volume. Alright? And if you think all of the slides recorded narrations are correct, so you have now to proceed to our last step. We will proceed now to our last step if the recorded are all correct. Our last step, which is step 4, is to click the file, choose export, then create a video. So for step 4, click file, andito po. And then let's go to export, this one po. Click, and then create a video. Click this. And then, you have to choose. Yung naka-default po natin dito is si HD. Okay na po ako kay HD. And then, naka-default na po ito siya. Slide. Okay, do not use the recording timings. No, you use this recorded timings and narrations. Yung i-default natin doon. And after that, you have to create the video. Labas po ito, magpa-pop up po siya. So, you have to choose kung saan po ninyo siya ilalagay, my dear colleagues. For example, if you wanted to put it to your videos, this one, under documents, so you may do it so. Make it sure na alam nyo saan sa hanapin. Alright? So, you double check, save as type MPEG-4, so meaning video siya, you put the title. Lagyan ko na lang para sa atin. And, hindi po siya magsisave automatically. You still have to wait. Andito po sa baba, makikita ninyo na andito siya sa portion na ito. So, pag mag-full na yan and mag-disappear na, meaning of that, your video is ready to use. So, we are done na po, my dear colleagues. As you can see, nag-disappear na. So, meaning of that, your video is already exported as video file and na-save na po siya. Hala, asa naman to pangitaon, Ma'am Jem? This one is your dummy copy, alright? So, PowerPoint copy po siya. Iyon ay video file po siya. So, you can now X this one and save para magamit natin kung kailangan natin gamitin. And then, we will now look for the file. Saan po natin na-save yung file natin. Dito po siya i-save sa videos. So, ayan na po siya. So, this is 2 minutes only. Pakinggan po natin. Hello, my dear grade 8 students. Welcome to our first quarter, and this is Ma'am Jems Morales, your MAPE teacher for this school year. And our lesson for this quarter, we have Southeast Asian music, and we have 2 lessons for this. Lesson 1 is about vocal and instrumental music of Cambodia, Indonesia, Myanmar, and Malaysia. And for lesson 2, vocal and instrumental music of Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and Singapore. now in week 4, day 4. Ito na yung ipalitan natin and we added something and we corrected something in this slide. The music of Malaysia is blah 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 blah. Okay, magsalita po tayo. Whatever po na ating gustong sabihin, basa lang po tayo sa ating script and then make it sure na na-timing po natin. Tapos na po yung sinasabi natin before tayo mag-next. Thank you so much for listening, my dear grade 8 students. And thank you for answering and passing your assessment, your quiz through the Google form. And thank you so much for passing your answer sheets. Here is an example of Sing-Wang ensemble. For you to find out more about this, please click the link below. So that's all for this lesson, my dear grade 8 students. Thank you so much for listening and for paying attention. Goodbye, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! So that's it po. We are now done with our video lesson type A, or we're using the technique of using the record slideshow using narration audio only your voice. So make it sure that we are following the COT indicators and guidelines. Thank you so much, my dear colleagues, for listening for our part 1. So mag-level up tayo sa next part natin. Now, you are done with your video lesson using narration as audio, your voice.